Can you imagine a mountain of trash so huge it would cost more to clean up than an entire local government's yearly budget? That's not a scene from a dystopian movie. It's a reality right now in Oxfordshire, England, and it's an environmental catastrophe unfolding before our very eyes. In a field tucked between the beautiful River Cherwell and the busy A34 road near Kidlington, a truly staggering sight has appeared. We're talking about hundreds upon hundreds of tons of waste piled up to 10 meters high. That's taller than a 3-story building. This isn't just a few bags of rubbish, it's a literal mountain of illegal waste. Local MP Callum Miller brought this crisis to the floor of Parliament, stating the almost unbelievable fact that the estimated cost to remove this mess is greater than the entire annual budget of the local district council. Think about that. All the money a council has for a whole year for services like parks, community centers, and local planning, all of it wouldn't be enough to clean up this one illegal dump. So, how did this happen? According to the charity Friends of the Thames, this illegal landfill was created in just about a month by what they believe is an organized crime group. And the scariest part? There are no visible containment measures in place. Nothing to stop whatever's in that pile from seeping out. Laura Reinach, the CEO of Friends of the Thames, didn't mince her words. She called it an environmental catastrophe unfolding in plain sight. She painted a grim picture, a mountain of waste, just meters from the River Cherwell, sitting on a floodplain. A floodplain is an area that naturally floods. When that happens, where do you think all the toxic materials from this dump will go? Straight into one of the region's most important waterways. Every single day that this mountain of waste sits there, the risk grows. The risk of toxic runoff, a poisonous liquid cocktail seeping into the river system. This wouldn't just be bad. It would be devastating. It would poison wildlife, from the fish in the river to the birds that feed on them. It would threaten the health of the entire river ecosystem. Local people are understandably horrified. Billy Burnell, an angler who regularly fishes in the area, first noticed the pile back in September. He described it as horrific and called the potential for runoff an environmental disaster waiting to happen. You can feel his frustration and fear. This is his local spot, a place of nature and tranquility, now overshadowed by this monument to criminal activity. The scientific community is sounding the alarm bells just as loudly. Anya Gleiser, a geography researcher at the University of Oxford, has labeled this an environmental and health emergency. She stresses that this isn't just a problem for the river and its ecosystem. It's a direct risk to people, to the communities living downstream from the dump site. She speaks not just as an ecologist or a river guardian, but as a mother whose child enjoys playing in the water, splashing about, and looking for little creatures. This crime, she emphasizes, has consequences that reach far beyond the immediate area. It affects families, children, and anyone who values our natural spaces. It raises a terrifying question. What toxins are potentially flowing into the water where our kids play? In response to the immediate threat, the Environment Agency has taken some action. They secured a court order to close the site to all public access for at least 6 months. A spokesperson confirmed that specialist officers are investigating, and their goal is to find out who is responsible and take appropriate action. But many are asking if this is enough. Is it happening fast enough? Laura Reinick from Friends of the Thames expressed a common frustration, saying the Environment Agency must act now, not in months or years, which is their usual reaction time. This sentiment highlights a deep-seated concern that the wheels of bureaucracy turn too slowly in the face of an urgent crisis. While investigations are crucial, the toxic pile remains, a ticking time bomb on the riverbank. This incident in Oxfordshire isn't an isolated case. It's part of a much larger, darker picture. A report released just last month by the UK's House of Lords Environment Committee revealed a shocking truth. Organized crime gangs are making millions by illegally dumping waste across the countryside. We're talking millions of tons of waste every single year. These aren't small-time operators. They are sophisticated criminal networks treating the beautiful British countryside as their personal landfill. All for profit, with zero regard for the consequences. The committee's report pointed a finger at the Environment Agency, identifying what it called incompetence as a factor in this growing crisis. Naturally, the head of the Environment Agency, Philip Duffy, pushed back against this. He defended his staff, saying it was very unfair on my hardworking staff to be accused of incompetence. He highlighted that the agency's resources are limited. This back and forth raises a critical debate. Is the agency underfunded and overwhelmed by the scale of the problem, or are there deeper systemic failures at play? While the officials debate, the mountain of waste in Oxfordshire remains. It stands as a stark symbol of a system that is struggling to cope, symbol of how criminal gangs are exploiting loopholes and a lack of enforcement to poison our land for profit. The core of the problem seems to be that waste crime is incredibly lucrative. Gangs can charge businesses to dispose of their waste legitimately. Then, instead of paying for proper landfill or recycling, they simply dump it on a piece of private land, pocketing huge sums of money. The landowner is then often left with an impossible cleanup bill, and the environment pays the ultimate price. What can be done? The Lords Committee report called for stronger enforcement, higher penalties, and better tracking of waste from where it's created to where it ends up. It ends about making waste crime so risky and unprofitable that these gangs can no longer operate with impunity. This story from Oxfordshire is a wake-up call. It shows us that environmental protection isn't just about distant rainforests or melting ice caps. It's about what's happening in our own backyards on the banks of our local rivers. It's about protecting the places we fish, walk, and play. The fight against this mountain of illegal waste is more than just a local issue. It's a battle for the health of our environment and our communities against organized crime. The people of Oxfordshire are waiting. The river is waiting. And we are all watching to see if action will be taken before this disaster waiting to happen becomes an irreversible tragedy. What do you think should be done to stop these environmental criminals? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this story as important as I do, please like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the issues that matter. Thanks for watching.